Why, hello there! Happy 2021, Happy New Year to you. Goodbye 2020, we will not miss you. See you never. Anyway, I won't get into all the details of how much we hated this year because I feel like it goes without being said. So I'm pretty glad to leave that year in the past, and I am very much looking forward to a new year. But all that aside, I'm not here for that. I'm here to share with you my annual Meg O Beauty Awards. And what that means is we are sharing all of my favorite makeup discoveries from the year. All of my 2020 discoveries. If you're into that, let's just go ahead and get started. But before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button so we can be friends, and be my friend on social media, especially Instagram, where I post daily. I'm trying to like wrap this up quick because I have a lot to talk about. No, but seriously, I have 20 items to talk about. So let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, so like I said, I have over 20 items to talk about today, and I want to say all of the products that I'm talking about today are things that I discovered in 2020. They weren't necessarily launched this year. There are a lot of new products, a lot of new launches, but mostly everything that I'm talking about today is things that I discovered this year. Also, there's something in here that you know is my favorite product. If you're like, Meg, where is your butter bronzer? Doesn't mean that it's not my favorite anymore. It just means that I've loved that product for like 3 years, so I'm not gonna put in things that I've already talked about in previous years. So it just makes sense to just talk about the new things that I discovered this year that I love a whole lot. If you want to see previous Meg O Beauty Awards, I've started doing this, I think in like 2013. So I have years worth of videos of this that you can go ahead and watch. And you'll see, you know, how I've evolved over the years and stuff like that. Anyway, let's just go, okay? Let's go. We're gonna start with like base, face, all that stuff. So I've got two primers. One isn't, I guess, technically a primer, but let's just start with that. This is the Super Goop Glow Screen. It is technically like a sunscreen primer. It's like a makeup gripping primer with SPF 40. I really like this. You can wear it by itself. I really like this in the summer. Like I was wearing this a ton in the summer without really much makeup over it. And it's just this like really glowy, has sort of a tint to it, makes your skin look like really like luminous, dewy, but also perfected. And it's SPF 40, and it's I guess a clean thing, a clean sunscreen, I don't know. It doesn't break me out. It does have like chemical sunscreens in it, but I will say that it does not break me out whatsoever. It is a great product. I think a lot of people will like it. It does kind of have a slight sunscreen smell to it, which I don't love sometimes because I prefer a mineral sunscreen most of the time. But with the glow screen, I feel like it just like, I don't know, the scent disappears. It's not irritating. It looks amazing under makeup. It also looks amazing by itself, and you're getting your SPF. I'm really thirsty, so I'm holding this up. I loved this, and basically I've used this so much. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and it is amazing. It is like a silicone-y type of situation right here, but it doesn't feel like too silicone-y. I don't know. I like a silicone primer. I have no issues with it. As you can see, I've really dug into that, and I've been using this like for months and months and months, and I'm just now like hit the bottom of it. I just like to take this and really dab it in the areas where I have the most texture on my skin, and then just sort of spread it out. And my foundations, all of the foundations that I wear on top of this lay really well on top of it, play really well, and it's just a really great smoothing primer if you're into that. If you're not into like smoothing poreless type primers, you won't love it, but I am, and I really liked this. Let's move on. I've got two foundations, which is crazy because I tried a ton this year. I think there were two that kind of stuck out to me, and it's funny because again, with the whole staying home thing, a lot of these items are kind of like natural, minimal. There's maybe one like super bold item thing in here, but two of my complexion foundation products that I really love today. One is a tinted moisturizer, which is crazy because I am not typically a tinted moisturizer girl. This is the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. I really loved this year, especially during the summertime. I would throw on the glow screen with a little bit of this. My skin looked amazing. And you know me, I'm really picky when it comes to like tinted moisturizers and stuff because I don't like things to slip and slide off my face. I felt like when I put powder on this and set it with some setting spray, it stayed really well. I wore this in the summer. It worked really well on my skin, and it was just like a really fresh, super fresh, but not too greasy looking. Like I just felt like the consistency was really pretty. This is hard to even show you, but like it's a super pretty consistency. It never felt super greasy on me, which I feel like some tinted moisturizers do, but I really liked this. It does not have SPF in it, which I also really liked because then I could use whatever SPF that I want to use with it. Okay, the other foundation product is like a later discovery this year, but it definitely blew me away. I felt like it was different than a lot of things that I already own, and it is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation in Skincare. Okay, I will say it's very similar to the CC cream. If you love the IT Cosmetics CC cream, you're going to love this. The finish on it is similar. However, the thinner consistency with this, it has a thinner, more liquid consistency than the CC cream, which then I feel like it ends up looking less cakey and less sliding off my face. But I did really enjoy it. I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing it on my face. I'm wearing all of my favorites on my face that I could. And it's just really beautiful, gives such a wonderful finish. It is a medium buildable coverage. It is a natural satin, almost luminous finish. It lasts really well on the skin. Like my skin looked amazing after like 12, 13 hours of wear. And I really feel like this is one a ton of skin types can wear, whether you're oily or dry. And finally, IT Cosmetics made a foundation product that is more than 10 shades. This comes in 40 shades. Now, if they could just go ahead and expand their shade range everywhere else, I would be happy, because like if they can do that with this, they can do it with everything else. I feel like a lot of their foundations feel really similar and act really similar. So this is very similar to their other ones, but for me, with the consistency of it, the less ability to cake and slip and slide is something that I feel like it makes it really great for all skin types, and with the shade range as well. Highly recommend this one. Okay, we're moving on to concealer. 3 e.l.f. things in here this year, which is crazy because it's been a while since I've like loved e.l.f. stuff. But the other thing is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is my favorite concealer find in a long time. So if you love the coverage of Shape Tape, you also really like the Too Faced Sculpting Concealer, where it's like that same kind of coverage, but like Shape Tape is really dry. Like I feel like it's way too dry for my under eye. And this, Lord, it is not. It is beautiful. It is full coverage, but like hydrating, but also sets really well with the powder. You have to try this, and it's $6. It feels like a high-end product to me. Like I was so impressed. And you have to get the white one, the hydrating one. The black tube is more matte, and it is great, but I feel like it can be a little drying for under the eyes. So if you're like my age, I am 37, you're gonna wanna stick with something a little bit more hydrating for underneath the eyes. Like I said, stays really well, sets really well with powder. It's amazing. So definitely give it a try if you haven't. You're only spending $6 on it. I have it in 2 shades because I like to mix them sometimes when I have a self tanner, or I have 2 shades. Let's move on to powders. I have 3 powders that I want to talk about, and I haven't really mentioned some of these very much, but I've been using them so much and I always forget to talk about them. The first one is a really pleasant surprise for me. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. And when I saw this, look at what this looks like. So it looks like it's tinted, but then when you put it like on your hands or like you swirl it around, it is definitely translucent, which I kind of like that it's not like a stark white powder. I feel like that gets to be too more of a flashbacky situation. This powder is incredible because I just take a fluffy brush with it and go all over my face with it. Or I can take my powder puff and just stamp it on the skin. I thought, oh, is this gonna work well with my not young skin? Like I said, I am not in my 20s, so I can't use tons of mattifying things all the time, but I do have an oilier skin type. However, when I use this, I feel like this is a very soft powder. It's a soft powder that doesn't feel chalky. It doesn't feel too like matte, if you will, but it really does help your makeup stay in place. If you live in a humid climate or you are oily, you have got to try this pressed powder. It is so good. Whether you use a fluffy brush with it or you take a powder puff and press it into the skin, it doesn't disrupt the makeup. It doesn't change the makeup. It really is like this like translucent veil that goes on your face and makes your skin bulletproof. And paired with the All Nighter setting spray, I am bulletproof. Like you cannot touch me. Enough said. Second, such a good discovery this year, and I haven't really talked about it, but I've been using it for months, is this number 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. I have it in the shade Light, which I think is the lightest shade. I'm not sure, but it is really, really light. And it is pretty translucent, but it also has some sort of pigment to it, so you don't want to use too much of it. But if you are looking for a really great Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder dupe, this is so good. The Flower Beauty powder I've said is a great dupe, and I still stand by that. I think that powder, the Flower Beauty pressed powder, and this powder are great dupes. Something about this, I've just been like reaching for more. And it's such a beautiful, like finely milled, very creamy feeling powder that really does give an airbrush look. What I love to do with this one is take my powder puff, press it in, and then just really, really press it under the eye for a flawless under eye set, okay? Love this. This is a little bit more accessible to find rather than the Flower Beauty one, so I would say either this one or the Flower Beauty one is a great dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury. I have a bronzer this year. It is Physicians Formula though, but it's not the butter bronzer. It is a cream stick bronzer, which I'm not normally a fan of like cream blushes and bronzers and stuff, but like this was so good. It is the Physicians Formula Sculpting Bronzer, the organic wear one. I loved this, especially in summer, where I would just like slap this on over like the tinted moisturizer real quick, and I would just use a little brush and buff it in. Then I'd throw like the All Nighter powder on top, and this is so beautiful. Like you could sculpt, it just blended out like a dream. The color on this is amazing. It's just like this really neutral brown, and it just buffs out really nicely, no issues at all. Let's move on to another powder. This is like something I use for a very specific reason. So this is a finishing powder by Laura Mercier. It's called the Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. This is like an oily girl's dream. So let's say you are on the oilier side, or you have the problem where you just can't do like a dewy finish foundation and not set it right. You live in a humid climate, you're oily, you just have trouble using really dewy foundations, or you have trouble not setting your foundations with powder. But you want that glowy look, right? Obviously you can use highlighter, but another thing that you can do is use a glowy finishing powder like this one. This is, like I said, from Laura Mercier. It is a baked luminous finishing powder. And what you do with this is I take a fluffy brush, and after I have set my, laid my foundation down and laid my concealer, set it with my powder, and like your skin looks kind of flat, right? It looks like just like flat, boring, no life to it, because you've covered it and powdered it. This brings it to life. This is the magic. So you take like a fluffy brush and you put this beautiful glowy powder. Do you see how it has like a glowy finish, but like it's not a highlighter? When you put this on, you are not putting like a highlighter all over your face. You're putting just this like slightly shiny finishing powder all over it. Or you could just set your makeup with this if you wanted. You don't have to use a powder and then use this. You could just put your foundation on and then use this if you wanted. This is just the way I use it. This is stunning. Like, it really gives your face life. Like, my face looks glowy all the time because I use this in conjunction with my highlighter. I like to glow, but I need to set my face. You need this in your life if you are like me. I do not have any blushes this year. I was just kind of like, didn't find any blushes that like, I don't know, nothing new. I do have a highlighter. I am wearing it and I'm not gonna open it up because it is broken and I won't be able to kind of hold it up anyway. But this is the Jouer Highlighter in the shade Citrine. It is a beautiful champagne. Maybe I'll just swatch it real quick so you can see. Oh my gosh, it's broken. I need to fix it. I've tried fixing it multiple times, and it's a very soft highlighter. That's the one thing I will say. There it is. So it is a glowy champagne sort of. It's like the type of highlighters I love that are like a champagne, like white gold tone to it. Those are the ones that look the most flattering on my skin tone. I can't really do bronzy highlights. They get to be too muddy on my skin tone. If you are fair, light skin, you will really like this one in the shade Citrine. It is like a warm champagne gold. It's like very warm toned, which is, I feel like brings a lot of life to the face. I like some like pearly pink highlighters too, but those are the ones that I just go for. If you've never tried Jouer, they're a beautiful brand. We're gonna move on to eyes. I have two mascaras I wanna talk about. The first one is Drugstore, and it blew me away this year. I've been on the quest to find the best drugstore mascara. Obviously, I've tried so many in my career and lifetime as just a person that likes makeup, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna retry some ones that I haven't tried in a while. I'm gonna try some new ones. We're gonna just like go through this. And I've tried a lot. Like I've tried a ton of drugstore mascaras this year. This is my favorite. It is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. $5, $4.99. Essence is an insanely affordable brand. Pretty sure they're cruelty-free and vegan or something as well. So if that's your thing, just know that this is a really solid drugstore brand. This gives the most voluminous, lifted, separated, fluttery type of lash. You're really gonna like it. I feel like there's a lot of people that I've turned this on to and they really like it as well. I have not steered you wrong with things. You have nothing to lose by spending $5 to try this. It is really so fabulous. I know you're gonna like it. So if you're looking for a really great drugstore mascara, this is my jam. Honestly, the best one I found this year. And in many years that I've tried mascaras, this is truly my favorite. We're going to talk about a high-end mascara that I recently discovered within the last 2 months. I realized it is the end of the year that I've been using this. But I was like, if this doesn't go in my 2020 favorites, am I gonna wait till the end of 2021 to share this? No! This is the Hourglass Unlocked mascara. I discovered this because I was trying the Thrive mascara, which is really popular, viral mascara. Anyway, long story short, this was recommended to me as a great alternative to the Thrive, and it's more accessible and it's about the same price. And honestly, it is better than the Thrive mascara. It is got a rubbery wand, and it is a tubing mascara. If you've never tried a tubing mascara before, they're so great. What it is it creates little tubes around your lashes that kind of infuses into it. So it has better staying power, and then it also washes away just with water very easily. These little tubes just sort of slide off your lashes. This is literally probably my holy grail mascara of all time, and I've only been using it for just a few months. Need I say more? This is why this needs to be in this video. Like, holy grail in just a short amount of time. And a lot of people that have tried it on my recommendation have said the same thing. I have not had a negative response to this mascara yet. Same with the Lash Princess. So where is that? Between these two, just go get both of them, because it's like you're spending like $34 with the both of these. You won't be disappointed with either of them. Just trust me, okay? We're gonna move on to a brow product. Now, I'm very surprised by this one, and I am typically one to use only drugstore products when it comes to my brow pencil. But I bought this on a whim. This is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. And honestly, I love it so much. I have 2 backups of this, and I think that this is going to be something that I'm going to be using for a long time. And the reason being is because it has a pencil on one end, just like a simple micro brow pencil, does just, you know, simple brow strokes with that. And then on the other end, you have a very fine tip felt. I don't think it's felt. Is it felt or is it a brush? Yeah, it's more of a brush. It's a brush tip pen on the other side to create those like very little hair-like strokes. And I am obsessed with this. Let me just scoot in and show you my brow. That's my brows. What I'm doing with this is I am taking this side of the pin with the brush tip and just doing that first. So I'm going through and like creating all these little hair strokes, la 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 la, just going through it. And then I go into the pencil side and give structure with like these like lines across the bottom of my brows. And I'm finding that I'm using less of the pencil side by doing that technique. And my brows look way more natural. I mean, I like a bold brow. Let's be real. It's a bold brow, but like I feel like it's less like super defined, you know? And I just love this product just for the fact, I mean, they just look great. And I've had lots of comments lately on Instagram, like, what are you using on your brows? They look so good. I truly feel like my brows are looking different because of this. It's so good. But like the key, I feel, is to use the pen side first to create all the little hairs. And then you go in with the little pencil and just sort of define little spots that you need to. So good, you won't be disappointed. I love that product so much. I have an eyeliner to talk about, but it's for a very specific reason that's kind of ridiculous, and I won't talk too long about it, but this is the Laura Mercier Tightline Cake Eyeliner. This is the shade Black Ebony. So it is a powder eyeliner, which sounds kind of stupid and weird. You're like, what do you use powder eyeliner for? Well, I take a little angled brush, I dip it in a little water or spray it with my setting spray, dip it into this. This is literally the perfect product for concealing your lash band with your natural lashes. I know that is a very specific way to use this, but trust me, like if you wear a lot of false lashes and you just want to conceal that lash band real quick, it's 100% the best. I feel like with some other like creamier eyeliners, like a pencil or even a gel liner, you'll like draw a line over it and it looks bumpy into, I don't know, this just, y'all, look at how seamless my eyeliner or my lashes with my lash band. Also, I wiggle it into Tightline a little bit with that as well to get all my false lashes to blend in with my natural lashes. This is the perfect product for that. It's very specific because I don't really use it as actual eyeliner anyway else. Like this is just like the only way I use it. Leave it to me to have like, oh, this is my conceal my false lashes to my natural lashes liner, but I don't use it for anything else. Is anybody that extra? Because I honestly don't even care at this point. All right, let's move to my favorite portion of the video. And let's talk about eyeshadow. The first one I have to mention is a cream eyeshadow, which I never really talk about. I don't think I've ever mentioned a cream eyeshadow on here before, but this was necessary, and it is the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Sticks, and these are absolutely stunning. This is what I have on my lid today. I used a palette, which I'll talk about in a second, and then put this one on the lid, and it is the most creamiest, seriously blinding little cream shadow you'll ever use in your life. Look how freaking blinding that is. It is beautiful. This is the shade Metallic Taupe. It's stunning. Like you can't go wrong with literally any of these. You can just throw this all over the eyelid, pat it out with your finger, put some mascara on and go. They're so easy. And that's what I think I liked about this the most, especially with it being 2020, not wanting to spend a ton of time on makeup some days. And I just threw it on my eyelids, buffed it out, put mascara on and called it a day. If you're into that, you're gonna love these. Just grab these. If you're very low maintenance with eyeshadow, you cannot go wrong. They're so easy to blend. And then they set down and they do not move the entire day. No joke. They do not move. Next on my list for eyeshadow are these little babies. And I cannot believe they are only $3 a piece. They are the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. I have been going nuts for these this year. They're absolutely beautiful. You cannot go wrong with any of them. I have to say my two favorites out of the bunch are Truffles, which has a beautiful cool toned kind of vibe to it, which I love. It's got that beautiful silver shade. I have an IGTV tutorial with this one. And then I love Cream and Sugar, which I also have a video tutorial on Instagram using this one as well. These are beautiful. I also have a tutorial using Berry Bad. This one's super beautiful. That's on Instagram as well. So if you're looking for tutorials of me using these, make sure you check out my Instagram IGTV. Absolutely stunning. I cannot believe that these are $3. They remind me of Natasha Denona, these little mini Natasha Denona palettes. Let me just swatch like 2 shades real quick for you. Hello. Hello, that's Cream and Sugar. So pretty. I won't go on and on, but I have all of them and all of them are really, really good. They're just creamy, great pigmentation. They blend out amazingly. Like they're just so easy to work with. They're foolproof. There's only 4 shades in them. So it's not overwhelming. It's like, all right, I'm gonna use this, this, and this, and I'm done. So if you're very like, I'm super overwhelmed by big eyeshadow palettes, you really will love these bite-sized ones because they're just more digestible and like less overwhelming, you know? Okay, all right, I wanna say my favorite neutral eyeshadow palette for the entire year has to be this, and it is the Juvia's Place Nubian palette. I talked about it over the summer. This brand is incredible. Like, I don't get how they charge the amount that they charge for the quality of their eyeshadows and their products. This, I believe, is like $20. You can buy it at Ulta and use coupons and stuff like that, and it's really affordable. And that's what I've used on my eyes today. Let me scoot in so you can see. I did like a really neutral eye look and then put the caviar stick on my lid. But like, this is beautiful. It has, let me swatch a few shades so you can just kind of see what we're dealing with here. It's just stunning. Just absolutely stunning. And their packaging is so cool. It is a Black-owned beauty brand, which is awesome to support. And they just are an awesome brand. I honestly think that you cannot go wrong with anything from their brand, but this palette is the one that kind of stood out the most to me. But honestly, any other stuff is absolutely beautiful if you've never tried it before. I have 2, well, there's a lot. We're towards the end of this. I had to mention this because I got this in October and it was such a great eyeshadow find, and it is limited edition, so I'm gonna mention it, but likely it's probably going to be done with after a few weeks after posting this, but I figured I would share this just in case you still wanted to get your hands on it. But this is a 3 mini palette set from Tarte, and it has a little toasted palette, little juicy palette, and a little in bloom palette. This was $49, but it was on sale for like 30 something. Like, I kept finding deals on this, but like, look how big these palettes are. They are not mini by any means. Like, they're just beautiful, beautiful and big size. So you could buy the trio of this and like gift it or keep all of them, but like, they're really honestly beautiful. But if you have the Tarte Toasted and you have the Tarte in Bloom palette, I wouldn't buy this. But if you've been wanting to try Tarte eyeshadows, you have got to get your hands on this. It's been such a great find for me, and I really think this is limited edition, but like, I really hope you don't get rid of this Tarte because this is like so good. This is such a great eyeshadow find. All right, we are to the last portion of the video, and we are going to be talking about lips. I will say there's only 3 different products I'm going to talk about today, and I don't think I discovered anything crazy with lips, and I've kept lips really simple this year because, again, staying home, I don't need anything super long wearing to leave the house with. I've been wanting neutrals. I've been wanting moisturizing things. The first item is my favorite nude lipstick that I've discovered in a long time. And this is from Bare Minerals. It is in the shade Insight. I'm wearing it, obviously, like I said. This is a beautiful neutral, like perfect for me. Now, my perfect neutral is not the same for everybody else, but if you are in similar in skin tone and light complected, I highly encourage you to check this lipstick out because you're gonna put it on and be like, wow, this is so pretty. Like if you like Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, but you find that it's too pink or too brown, please try this. It is literally my favorite and it looks boring. Every time I wear this lipstick on Instagram, I will get a question. What are you wearing? And I'm not trying to sound like one of those that's like, oh my God, I get so many questions. Like so many people ask me what I'm wearing on my lips. No, I'm not trying to be like that. I'm just saying that this is so good and you need to listen to me. Somebody buy it and tell me, or if you've bought it, please tell me and validate me. I need validation. Second, this is a later find in the year as well, but I felt like this was so worth mentioning because I feel like so many people love these things, and they're the Maracuja Juicy Lips from Tarte. Tarte had a year with me this year, didn't they? And they're these glossy balms. They feel like a lip balm going on. So they look like that. And they like just like click up like that. And they're these amazing. Look at that. Look at the gloss. Look at the shine. Lord, look at that. They're balmy, but they have a gloss to them. So they're super comfortable to wear. They're wearable. Even this like dark shade, whatever it's called, passion fruit, it's not dark at all on the lips. It's just like this like, oh, did you eat like a juicy popsicle? Ooh, like it's real pretty. And they're just hydrating, moisturizing, great on the lips. You can put a lip liner under it if you want a little bit more of a pop and just kind of wear this on top, or you can wear it by itself, like with a really simple makeup look. Love these. We are to the last product of the day, and that is the lip gloss that I want to talk about. This is a Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I got a bunch of their newer shades that were launched at CVS, but there are other shades as well. All of them are pretty. This is a shade Opal that I put over my lipstick today. Truly, if you like the Fenty Gloss Bombs, this is really honestly a dupe. I had a dupe video, I think in 2019, that I said the Milani glosses were a dupe. Like, these are actually a dupe. Like, I'm not even kidding. They're so good. They're not sticky. They're this like beautiful formula. Like the formula is on, you can't even tell because this is more of like a clearish type of gloss. Like, here, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, it is stunning. It's beautiful over a lipstick. It's beautiful by itself. They're so comfortable to wear. They're not sticky. They're shiny, they're glossy, they're juicy, they're beautiful. Seriously, try these because they are my newest gloss obsession. I will stand these until they like discontinue them. They're so pretty. Try them and thank me later. So that's it. We are finally done with this video. I don't know how long I've been talking, but I don't care because yearly favorites videos are supposed to be long, and that's fine because that's just what it is. And I enjoy long favorites videos. So I hope you enjoyed. Are there any that I mentioned in this video today that you loved or you've tried because of me? I think there are lots of things in here that I've mentioned before, tons on Instagram. So let me know, let a girl know. But anyway, Happy New Year. We're gonna stop talking now. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!